Hi, everybody. It's Ken Iverson back in Kent, Washington, USA. It's Monday, September 13th, 2010. It's 8:27 in the p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I just noticed that Viorica had signed in a day ago, and had favored my video on Abraham Lincoln and mental illness. So anyway, this is for you, Viorica. I promised you on Facebook that I would do this. So Viorica, you wanted to see pictures of the volcano, the active volcano, and I want to show you here. This is Mount St. Helens. If I can get these pictures right up here. That's Mount St. Helens. That's the way it looked prior to it erupted on May 18th, 1980, when it spewed ash and that all over the Northwest here, the Great Pacific Northwest here. And that's the way it looked before it erupted. My family used to go there in the 1950s and 1960s, and we would camp out and we would water ski on Mount St. Helens, a spirit lake. And after the eruption, Spirit Lake was no longer, the mountain was no longer the way it was. Let me show you here. This is a picture of it. You can see there in the center. How are we going to get this here? You can see there in the center that Mount St. Helens is erupting. On the left, over here, well, to the left, you can see there the way it used to look, and on the right you can see the way it looks now. The crater has been completely blown off. That's what happened on, what did I say, May 16th, 1980. That's the first time that it had erupted since 1857. In 1857, there were mostly American Indians in this area. There were a few white settlers, but that's about the time that this area was settled by the white man coming out from the east, the eastern part of the United States. People like Lewis and Clark, and, well, Lewis and Clark was before that. But anyway, that's Mount St. Helens. So let me get that. Then I want to go from Mount St. Helens. That's for Viorica. You wanted to see the active volcano. That's Mount St. Helens, it's called. And we also have another mountain closer to us here in Seattle called Mount Rainier. And I have pictures of that I took with my digital camera, but I can't find them right now. When I find it, I'll show it to you, Viorica. It's down near where Amelia and Vio and Anna Maria live in Ording. And in Ording, there are signs that say, in the case of the eruption of Mount Rainier, like Mount St. Helens, there are evacuation routes that you can take to avoid getting, avoid the debris in that spewed by Mount Rainier to erupt. So anyway, this is a picture here for everybody to see. That is Agnes, my friend Agnes, who has been dead for about 2 years now, and that's me in front of my apartment building where Agnes and I lived, and then Kent here on Kent's East Hill, the Mardi Gras apartments, and that's Chang's Mongolian Grill in the background. That's across the street, and Anna Maria. And the first time I met Anna Maria, Agnes's granddaughter, we ate at Chang's Mongolian Grill. And I remember I took an instant like to her, and I think she did to me too. So that's Agnes and Ken. That was about 100 pounds lighter in that picture than I am now. So that's, this is Viorica. You will recognize here the picture of Agnes and Amelia and Vio. Vio is Agnes's son-in-law, Amelia is the daughter, and of course Agnes is the mother. And you recognize them here. And that again, that's in front of Chang's Mongolian Grill. There's a school bus in the background. That would be Kent School District number 415 here in Kent. Bringing kids home, or probably bringing them home. This was taken in the afternoon, so it'd be bringing kids home from school. So that's that. This is Agnes and I took a trip to Budapest and to Romania, to Hungary and Romania in April of 2005. That's the time when Pope John Paul II passed away, and Pope Benedict XVI came to popehood, I guess you would say, in Rome. And this trip is, I'm going to go now to that trip. That was during the month of April 2005. This is Agnes and I at SeaTac Airport getting ready to board the plane for I believe the first part of it was to Amsterdam in Holland, and then we went from Amsterdam to Budapest on the Hungarian airline. So that's Agnes and I. Again, I'm about 100 pounds lighter, and Agnes put on quite a bit of weight. She used to be very thin before I knew her, and I think that's due to some medication she was taking. I'm taking similar type medication, and that has weight gain, and I'll discuss that in another video at another time. I do want to talk about that sometime. This is Agnes. Viorica, you will recognize your aunt. That's Agnes in a happier day. That's her. I don't remember exactly where this was taken. It looks like it may have been taken at the airport before we left. So this is Agnes in Oradea, Romania, on her 69th birthday. You can see there the candles, 69 there. And so Agnes was born in 1936, I believe. So 69 years. 1936, 69 would be 2005, yeah. So that's her 69th birthday in Oradea, Romania, at the apartment of Edita and Pistike Luța, who is Edita and Pistike are related to Agnes. Edita is the niece, and Pistike would be, I guess, would be the great nephew. Do I have that right? Something like that. Pistike. That's Edita's son, Pistike. I'll show you a picture of them. This is a picture of Tunde in the middle. That's Csaba. That's Csaba's wife. Csaba is, I'll show you in a second here. Csaba is the nephew of Agnes, and Tunde is the wife, and Palma next to me on my right-hand side. Palma, a very good violin player, an excellent violin player. She is the daughter of Csaba and Tunde, and Agnes, of course, and then me on the side here. Let's see if I can get that held just right there. That's in Budapest, that we were sitting outside on a bench, and Csaba must have taken that. So anyway, this is on the way from Budapest to Oradea, Romania, just over the border in Romania, where Edita lives. And that's Agnes on the right, and there is Edita next to him. Edita didn't speak any English in 2005. Now she's fluent. I talked to her on Skype 3 or 4 months ago, and she's fluent in English now. She took 4 years of English, and I say good for you, Edita. That's wonderful. I'm hoping you're getting a chance to look at this video. And that's Pistike in the middle in the red, and that's me to his right, and that's on the road from Budapest to Oradea. This is Agnes next to a sign of the, here we go, let's see. This is Agnes next to a sign of the town in which she was born in Transylvania in 1936, April 13th of 1936. Agnes was born in this town, Bale Bogus, I guess is the name of that town. And that's Agnes standing next to the sign. I wanted to get that picture. I took all of these pictures, or most of them. So this is Cluj-Napoca. The sign for Cluj-Napoca, and that's where Viorica, the one I'm addressing this video to, Viorica lives in Cluj-Napoca, and that's where Agnes spent 30 years of her life, in Cluj-Napoca, Romania, in Transylvania. So This is Agnes in Viorica. Here you go, Viorica. You thought I had forgotten you, didn't you? I have pictures of you here. That's Agnes in Viorica at Viorica's apartment. Violet. Viorica would be Violet in English, and that's taken at her apartment in Cluj-Napoca on a Sunday afternoon in late April of 2005. So that's Viorica to the left of Agnes, and that's in her apartment. That's you, Viorica. This. Let's see if I can get this up here right. That on the right-hand side is Edita with my arm around her and around Agnes, and then is Agnes, me, Agnes, and Viorica, and Pistike. Pistike is a handsome, handsome young man. He had senior pictures. He was just graduating from high school, and American women go wild over Pistike, I'm sure. So anyway, this is, let me see if I can get this up here, get it steady here. There we go. Edita, Ken, Agnes, Viorica, and Pistike. Piste, they call him. This is a picture of Agnes and Ken. This is me when Agnes on the Buda side. It's Budapest. This is on the Buda side of the Danube River in Budapest. It's up on the hill overlooking, looking down towards Pest on the other side. Budapest, it's called. And then here's Csaba. Csaba is one of my favorites. Csaba and Tunde and Palma and Grandma. I don't have a picture of Grandma, but that's Csaba's mother-in-law, Tunde's mother. She was one of my favorites. We had a good talk. We didn't understand each other's language, but we really understood each other. That's Csaba in the sunglasses, and Agnes, of course. That's a Danube River in the background. This is a picture of a construction project. Viorica is an engineer in Romania, a construction engineer, and this, I believe, is one of the bank buildings that she was working on at that time in 2005. I imagine it's completed by now. Maybe, Viorica, you can show me a picture of that on a video that you make. So that's that. This is one of my favorite pictures here. This is me and Agnes and Edita in Oradea. And she has the champagne out. We're celebrating Agnes's 69th birthday. And that's in her apartment. You can see all the flowers in that. We had a good time. We had a dandy time. In Budapest, we celebrated in the Carpathian restaurant. Csaba's and Agnes's birthday in April of 2005. This is a cash and carry. This is the money-changing place in Budapest, I believe. This is where you change your money on the street. There are little kiosks where you can change dollars into or euros into whatever in Budapest, what they have money they have in Budapest. I've forgotten the name of the denomination. This is a sign for the bank, commercial bank, as you can see there, Romanian commercial bank. And we're running close here. We have about a minute to go, and let me show you here. This is a picture, Viorica. That's my 90-year-old mother, and I have the American flag on my chest there. We had just spread beauty bark. I got my brothers and sisters and family to spring for beauty bark for her yard, and we got that. They delivered it, and we spread it. And this was in probably June, maybe 10 years ago or so. Yeah, this is at my mother's place, outside my mother's place. So anyway, how are we doing? We're coming up on time here. This is a picture of, I don't know if you know these people, Viorica, but that is, of course, Vio and Amelia and Anna Maria to the left there, and we're getting up on time here. And that is Aurora, and I've forgotten his name, and the family from Sacramento. They're related. That's Vio's, I believe that's Vio's sister, Aurora, from Sacramento. and they were up visiting. We were at Soap Lake. I had a lot of time. This is Ken Iverson.